Welcome back, everybody. It's Bronson with the Epoxy Resin Store. Today we're going to show you how we put a Polyaspartic metallic floor down in an airport hangar. All right, here we are next day at the Boulder City Airport, and we're going to get ready to throw this Polyaspartic floor down. And there's the hangar. It's already all primed. So we've got all of our kits. I like to line up all of my kits and have them all ready to go. And then we'll go through and we'll take all the lids off, we'll pull the tape, we'll make sure the liner that's on the inside that's used for mailing, we cut all that off, make sure it's ready to use. As you can see, we're positioning it out. We've measured out the areas and are positioning it based on where they're gonna go. And the number of kits that we have. We broke this down into 500 square foot areas again. And the amount of product and the amount of pigment needed to do that. You see us laying it out there. We also tape our front edge there. We've just got some red duct tape there that we're making across the front. We'll do a couple strips of that to get ready to lay it out where we do not want the material to flow out on. All right, what I like to do is I like to mix it's a 2-to-1 ratio with the Polyaspartic. So I'll put my 2 parts of A in first, and then I like to put in all of my pigments, and then we'll mix it really, really well to get them incorporated in the material, and then I'll put the B in and mix it up. The reason I do that is I want to be able to take my time and mix the material in really thoroughly so that we don't have any clumps or anything like that, but I don't want to worry about the material flashing off and trying to set up while I do that. So this way I'm able to get it nice and ready, and then when I'm ready to use it, I'll go back and I throw my hardener in, and then we'll mix it up and we're ready to go. Here I am mixing up the material. You can see the color there. We don't have the hardener in there. You see it off to the side with the black cap. We're just mixing this to make sure we've got the pigment thoroughly mixed in. I like to use a heavy pigment load, at least 12 to 14 ounces per 3-gallon kit of pigment when I'm using the micas. And what that's gonna do is give me a really thick coverage, so when I'm spreading it out, it doesn't get thin or shallow. It really gives me an opaque surface that goes through there. Here we're mixing up some bright white that we'll be using in this. This hanger here, the client wanted mostly gray, so we took a couple shades of gray. I think we took 3 shades of gray, and then we did a contrasting white just to add a little flavor to it. And that's what the color selection that we took. Right here I'm mixing up my B. What I like to do is, you see I took a screwdriver, just put it in the bottom, helps drain it out really quickly. When I get it, I'll start mixing that up because now we're on the clock. I like to talk about ratios right now. I like a nice thick coverage of material. So I do 30 to 40 square feet max per gallon of material. So in this case, we've got 3-gallon kits, and we'll do 90 to 120 square feet of coverage with those materials. Gives me a nice thick build, really thick coverage, and a really strong surface at the end. We chose Polyaspartic for this project because Polyaspartic is very, very strong, has really, really strong adhesion to concrete. It's chemical resistant in this particular brand. When it hardens, it gets very, very hard. So it's a great choice for a location like this. As you see, we're spreading out the material there. You can see the nice shiny vapor barrier there as well. If you haven't seen our vapor barrier video, check it out. On how to put that down. That's a very important step to this. So this is actually the next day after that's been done. Here I'm just gonna spread out my materials across the sections that have been measured, and we're gonna spread that out, and then we'll come back through with our rollers, push that around, and then set a pattern in it. All right, you see we've got our spike shoes on there. We're pushing that material all around. These first sections, we're in these little wings. We like to do those little sections first so that we're not bumping into that corner wall when we get there. So we mix those up a little bit different based on the square footage there. We just push this around, giving it time to flow. You can already see the pattern kind of setting out there. And then we just kind of come along and do figure eights. Don't do them in lines, just kind of randomly do them, but try and get all of your surface covered at least once where you're hitting it. And it's gonna give you a nice flowy marbled look to this. As you can see really good, there's our figure 8 pattern there. It's the one we like. It kind of pushes around. It's not really a wrong way to do it. Just kind of move the material around. It'll flow out and give you a nice marbled look, particularly with the ratios that we have. We have plenty of material to flow out and give us a nice, beautiful pattern. All right, got the first section out. Here we are pouring out the rest of it. Same deal, we're gonna spread our colors out. I like to go around the perimeter of the area I'm doing, so that gives me kind of an area that I'm pouring in so I can keep in mind. And I just randomly pour my materials out based on the colors. I like to intermix the darks and the lights around so that when I marble, it may have the nice contrast going on. I like to live on the edge, so I'm actually not wearing any spikes here as I do it. Just doing my ballerina technique. There you go, I've got quite a bit of white in this section. You see we're pushing it out. I'll move it into the darker sections and we'll just push this around. We're gonna do just like before. We're gonna take our roller, right as we come to the edge, we kind of make like a little wave that we slowly push right up against the edge like you saw there, and it helps go right up to it, and we don't have to paint it in or anything. We just go back and forth. Move that material all around your surface and then let the flow do its magic. As you see, we've got two guys working this simultaneously. We're putting this down a little heavy, so these are about 120 square foot areas for the kit. So we've got two guys pushing the material around. We don't want it to set up too fast, but we want to get our material out as well. So make sure you're just putting out enough material that you can work with the resources that you have available with you. I highly recommend, if you're doing this by yourself, to grab a couple friends, train them up, give them a couple bucks, buy them a hot dog and a beer, and then have them help you. It'll make your life a lot better. Got that section done. Here we are, same thing, pouring out our colors and our material, getting ready to move on to the next section. Here we go, here's an overview of that. We've got a bit of a glare, but you get the idea when we're putting it out. We'll do a little internet magic, see if we can't pop that out. All right guys, thanks for watching this video on how to put polyaspartic down on a hanger floor. Remember, we don't ask for any money here, but we do ask for 3 things. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so when we have a new video, you're the first to find out.